South Africa's Water Affairs Minister Senzo Mchunu and the Zimbabwean Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries and Rural Development, Dr. Masuka, have signed an official agreement to oversee a large-scale water project for the town of Musina. The project is expected to provide treated water to Musina from the Beit water treatment works by the year 2026. SABC News reporter Katlego, Nyoni and senior video journalist compiled this report.
The nations of South Africa and Zimbabwe have just entered into a bilateral agreement where the town of Musina is expected to benefit from a large-scale water project which will see the town of Musina in the north of the Limpopo province receive about 15 million cubic meters of water per annum. That translates to about 41 megaliters per day. Now, this historical agreement was signed by the Minister of Water and Sanitation, Senzo Mchunu, as well as his counterpart from Zimbabwe, Dr. Masuka. I'm going to speak to the Director General of the Department of Water Affairs, that is Dr. Sean Phillips, to break down the specific agreement for us. Thank you very much for your time on SABC News. This is, of course, quite historic. It will benefit the residents of the town of Musina. Kindly talk to us about what it entails. We've seen the two ministers signing that MOU.
Thank you very much. There is a shortage of treated water here in Musina, and as a result of that, the residents of Musina and businesses in this area have been experiencing water supply disruptions periodically. We've been looking at various solutions to this shortage of treated water in the Musina area. And there are various possible solutions that we considered. Some of them involve constructing new dams and then new water treatment works. Those solutions are relatively expensive. And in South Africa, the water is financially self-sustaining. In other words, if we're going to do something like that, it'll have to be funded from revenue raised from the sale of water. In other words, but from tariffs that the residents and businesses in Musina will have to pay. But we were aware that there's another possible solution, and that is that there's already an existing dams and a related water treatment works on the Zimbabwean side of the border in the town of Beit. And that water treatment works in Beit is underutilized. The minister from Zimbabwe was saying that only about 10% of the capacity of that water treatment works is currently being utilized to provide treated water to the town of Beit. So it's much more economical and efficient for us to bring that additional water that can be produced by that water treatment works in Beit, which is about 20 kilometers from here, to Musina. It's much more efficient and economical to do that than to build new dams and new water treatment works in the Musina area.
And it was mentioned there during the signing of that MOU that your target, the time frame, by the time residents of Musina can wake up to water that is coming fresh from that Beit water treatment works, it's 2026. Yes. Are we certain that that plan will stick and the residents can look forward to that?
Well, there's a lot of detailed design work that needs to be done. The financial structuring for the project needs to be finalized and the finance raised for the project. Then there needs to be a procurement processes and contractors appointed, and then the construction work needs to be done. Construction projects often have unforeseen delays, so we've set ourselves a target of completing the project by 2026. You heard the minister say in the meeting that they're going to put pressure on us as officials to complete it earlier than that, because they're well aware that the residents and businesses in Musina need a reliable water supply as soon as possible. So we are going to implement it as soon as possible, but according to the plans that we have and the planning work that we've done, we envisage that it'll be completed by 2026.
And Dr. Phillips, this is obviously going to be a very big project. How much can we expect government to pop out for the specific project? Will it only be the South African government that will be responsible to finance this project, or will financing also come from the Zimbabwean side of the border?
We are going to jointly work out the detailed financial arrangements. Our implementing agent is going to be the Development Bank of South Africa, which, as you know, also has expertise in raising finance and financial structuring. is likely to be a blended finance project, which means that finance will come from various sources. We, with our infrastructure grants, will most likely make some money available to the Beit district municipality to pay for part of the project, and the rest of the money will probably be raised from development finance institutions and some from the private sector. The Zimbabwean government has already done its part in terms of investing in the dams there and investing in the water treatment works. So it's for us now, Musina is going to benefit from using that underutilized capacity. So we are going to raise the finance in order to be able to transport that water from that water treatment works in Beit Bridge to Musina.